Good evening. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. New timings announced for tourist facilities in Bahrain. Bahrain is committed to development plans for citizens, said His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Al-Mabara Al-Khalifa Foundation partnered with the University of Technology Bahrain provides scholarships. Foreigners will be allowed to own properties in Saudi Arabia. Japan offers citizens and residents of Saudi Arabia e-tourist visas. News in detail. New timings announced for tourist facilities in Bahrain. Tourism Minister Fatima Al-Sairafi has issued a decision to abolish tourist facilities designated for food and beverages services in hotels to close completely at 3 a.m. starting from the first day of Eid al-Fitr. However, only dining restaurants specified in a resolution regarding the classification of hotels, hotel apartments and food and beverage services in hotels and restaurants designated for tourism services independent of hotels shall be allowed to provide their services from 6 a.m. provided that they close completely at 3 a.m. Bahrain is committed to development plans to citizens, said His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, has said Bahrain is committed to implement plans that advance economic development and create quality opportunities for citizens. He said this in line with the vision and aspirations of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa as he visited the Majlises of the Kanu family, Shura Council Chairman Ali Saleh Al Saleh and Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Dahrani last night. Foreign Minister chaired Mohammed bin Mubarak for Diplomatic Studies Board of Trustees meeting. The Board of Trustees of the Mohammed bin Mubarak for Diplomatic Studies has today held a meeting chaired by Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani. Dr. Al Zayani congratulated Board of Trustees members on the holy month of Ramadan, hailing their efforts in support of the Academy's training programs, which aim to hone the skills of diplomatic cadres in Bahrain and overseas missions. He praised the graduation of 118 diplomats during a ceremony patronized by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, in the presence of His Majesty, the King's Special Representative, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa. He also commended the success of the third edition of the International Diplomats Programs, which saw the participations of 27 diplomats accredited to the Kingdom of Bahrain from 27 countries. He praised efforts to ensure the success of the program, which contributes to highlight Bahrain's long-standing history, civilization and development and reform strides led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Dr. Al Zayani lauded the government's policies chaired by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, wishing the Academy further success. Civil Defence held awareness workshops as part of Ramadan activities and to promote community partnership. The General Directorate of Civil Defence has organized 2 awareness workshops on promoting prevention, security and safety. The events were held in cooperation with the Ministry of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments for 70 muazzins and employees working at places of worship. The workshops aim to introduce prevention methods, safety procedures and confronting risks in the work environment. The participants were motivated to follow the correct steps for occupational health and safety management in mosques. Speaker inaugurated art exhibition. Representatives Council Speaker Ahmed bin Salman Al Musallam inaugurated the Gulf Art Symposium exhibition held at the Bahrain Contemporary Art Association. MP Jalal Kadham Hassan was present with the participation of 160 artists from 70 countries. Al-Musallam stressed that the cultural and artistic movement in Bahrain represents originality and modernity in line with the comprehensive development process of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. He stressed the interest of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, in supporting the kingdom's artistic movement and Bahraini talent. The representatives stressed Bahrain's efforts to develop the artistic scene and to bring various cultures and societies together. LMRA, NPR and Capital Police Directorate conducted joint inspection campaign. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted a joint inspection campaign in the capital governorate in coordination with the Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and the Capital Governorate Police Directorate. The campaign resulted in reporting violations related to the labour market and residency laws. The cases were referred for legal action. LMR stressed its commitment to report any violation through a continuous and intensive inspection plan in cooperation with the relevant government entities. Now we will be back after a very short break.
The 16th branch of MegaMart and MacroMart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. MegaMart and MacroMart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. National Institution for Human Rights and Shura Human Rights Committee discussed enhancing cooperation. National Institution for Human Rights President Ali Ahmed Al-Darasi received Shura Council Human Rights Committee Chairman Dr. Muhammad Ali Al-Khuzai and members of the committee. NIHR President gave a brief on the institution's efforts and its role in promoting and protecting human rights and submitting recommendations related to human rights to the legislative and executive branches. Al-Darasi stressed the importance of continued cooperation between the two sides to strengthen the human rights protection. The committee's chairman and members expressed their appreciation for NIHR's efforts and its effective role in promoting human rights in the kingdom. Al-Mubara Al-Khalifa Foundation partnered with the University of Technology Bahrain to provide scholarships. Al-Mubara Al-Khalifa Foundation announced its partnership with the University of Technology Bahrain to provide 2 scholarships under the late His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Scholarships Program for any of the majors offered at the university for the 2023-2024 academic year. The university will be joining the foundation's lineup of affiliated universities, which aims to strengthen its portfolio of partnerships and offer more scholarships under the Riyadh program. This initiative marks the remembrance of the late His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, who was a major supporter of the foundation since its establishment. As it came as part of the late Prince's efforts and directives, Al-Mubara Al Khalifa's Board of Trustees chairperson, Her Highness Sheikha Zain bint Khalid Al Khalifa, thanked the UTB President Dr. Hassan Al Mullah for his continuous support. Foreigners will be allowed to own property in Saudi Arabia. Abdullah Al-Hamad, CEO of the Real Estate General Authority, acknowledged that real estate prices are high owing to a gap between demand and supply in Saudi Arabia. Attending Al-Liwan program on Rotana Collegiate television channel, The authority chief stated that foreigners will be allowed to own real estate soon. The authority is not satisfied with the high real estate prices, and the rise is negative for the real estate sector as a whole, Al-Ahmad said, while noting that the real estate market is an open market and it is subject to supply and demand. He stated that the largest percentage of those who seek real estate today do not have purchasing power, and the price of the property today is higher than the purchasing power, and therefore it is not easy to obtain a suitable property. The investors were also affected by the high prices of the real estate due to the high prices of the land, and the landowners became unable to make easier transactions, and when the landowner wanted to sell, he reduces prices in order to be able to sell it, he pointed out. Japan offers citizens and residents of Saudi Arabia e-tourist visas. Starting Monday, Saudi citizens and foreign residents in Saudi Arabia can apply to obtain an electronic tourist visa to Japan. The Asian country's embassy in Riyadh has said all nationals who reside in Saudi Arabia are able to apply for a single-entry tourist visa for a stay up to 90 days. The embassy said in a statement, the visa is valid for 3 months from the date of issuance. The visa application can be submitted through the Japan e-visa website. To receive the electronic visa issuance notice, the mission added in a statement, applicants are required to log into the Japan's e-visa website and display visa issuance notice at the departure airport under the internet environment, it said. PDF data, screenshot or printout of the page will not be accepted. If a visa fee is applicable, depending on nationality, applicants or their representatives need to visit the Japanese embassy or consulate general to pay the fee in cash. Opposition parties showed up in black attires for India's parliament session as protest after Rahul Gandhi's disqualification. After the opposition showed up in black attires for the parliament session on Monday, days after Rahul Gandhi's disqualification as member of Indian Parliament, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge explained that the protest signaled the end of democracy in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's India. Speaking to news agency ANI, he also accused the Modi government of influencing investigating agencies and dependent bodies. Mentioning the lightning speed at which Rahul Gandhi was disqualified, the Congress leader called it Black Day for democracy and asserted that the opposition will not back down. Both houses of parliament, which reconvened on Monday, were adjourned within minutes amid continued ruckus over Gandhi's controversial disqualification on Friday after a Surat court conviction in the Modi surname defamation case and the Adani issue. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.